Chiron Moore's legacy as U of M head football coach now includes charges to his name, as new details came out today at his arraignment.
In a courtroom just 4 miles from the big house, lawyers uncovered specifics about the relationship dynamic that led to Moore's firing. News 8's Adriana Doria is talking with local experts about the questions it raises around domestic violence.
But first, we do want to show you what played out in the courtroom. News 8's Tessa Kresh explaining what's next for the ex-coach. Tessa.
Well, within the last hour and a half, we've learned Moore bonded out of jail. It was set at $25,000 during his arraignment today. It's at that time the ex-coach was charged with third-degree home invasion, a 5-year felony, and misdemeanor stalking and breaking and entering. Tonight, we know why. Days after the University of Michigan fired head football coach Sherrone Moore, he was back before a camera, this time in a Washtenaw County courtroom.
This is the people of the state of Michigan versus Sherrone Banfield Moore.
39-year-old Moore appeared by video conference as he was read 3 criminal charges, including a felony. Prosecutors say the case stems from a relationship that ended earlier this week and a series of events that followed. They say the victim broke up with Moore Monday and that he continued reaching out through calls and texts she didn't want. She contacted the university and the school fired him Wednesday for what it called an inappropriate relationship with a staff member. Prosecutors say after that, Moore went to the woman's apartment just south of Ann Arbor and forced his way inside.
At some point soon thereafter, came to her apartment in the address that is alleged in the complaint, barged his way into that apartment, immediately then proceeded to a kitchen drawer, grabbed several butter knives and a pair of kitchen scissors, and began to threaten his own life. I'm going to kill myself. I'm going to make you watch. My blood is on your hands. You ruined my life. And a series of very, very threatening, intimidating, terrifying, quite frankly, statements and behaviors there.
The woman told him she would call police. They say Moore left and officers arrested him a short time later.
I understand that there isn't evidence to suggest that he directly threatened the victim with any of those implements that I've indicated. The totality of the behavior is highly threatening and highly intimidating. She was terrorized.
Prosecutors say he is a danger to the public, but Moore's lawyer disagreed.
I'm 39 years old with 0 prior criminal history, 0 prior contact with the criminal justice system in any fashion. The threat to public safety argument by these charges, maybe that's the point, but there's no evidence to suggest that he's a threat to the public safety.
Moore was ordered not to have any contact with the victim in any way or for any reason.
That means no calling, no writing, no video chatting, no texting, no emailing, or any other form of contact the human mind can possibly fathom.
When asked if he understood, he replied.
Yes, Your Honor.
Moore is expected back in court for his next hearing on January 22nd. In a message to the community that was posted to the school's website, University of Michigan interim president called Moore's alleged conduct a breach of trust, saying there is absolutely no tolerance for this conduct at the University of Michigan. Back to you.
The complexity of abuse is that it's complex.
This situation appears to be just that, very complex, as are all domestic violence-related cases.
News 8's Adriana Doria spoke with an expert about her reaction to this and its impact on a greater scale.
Brian, Sue, in court today, prosecutors called Moore's behaviors towards his ex-girlfriend threatening and intimidating. Safe Haven Ministry CEO Rachel Verwey says that these power dynamics, coupled with workplace relationships, can cause sometimes consensual relationships to turn into the opposite.
The totality of the behavior is highly threatening and highly intimidating. She was terrorized, Your Honor.
Multiple calls, texts, and attempts to get in contact with the victim, who didn't want to be reached. That's what prosecutors say Moore was doing between Monday and Wednesday, after she had broken up with him and before the university fired him as the head football coach.
Very, very threatening, intimidating, terrifying, quite frankly, statements and behaviors there.
But then it carries on. Prosecutors say after Moore was fired, he went to his ex-girlfriend's home, grabbed scissors and butter knives from her kitchen, threatened to kill himself, and said she had ruined his life. Moore's court appearance today is spotlighting the issue of domestic violence and the presence of power dynamics that can often make an already bad situation worse.
Domestic violence, domestic abuse is a misuse of power and control to begin with.
Safe Haven Ministry CEO Rachel Verwise says that abuse isn't just physical. It can be emotional, financial, or even cultural.
I think when we understand the complexity of relationships and then recognize that the prevalence of abuse is in every sector.
Verwise says that when you add in a high-profile figure in a high position of power, it can often exacerbate the abuse and the aftermath even more.
If you have someone who also has a lot of power in terms of their position in the community, that can be a source of intimidation. They have at their disposal resources or tools that can also play then into that misuse of control.
While it may take time for the community and the university to rebuild, Verwise says it's circumstances like these that show the importance of having safeguards and policies in place in all spaces, not just the workplace.
You know, the pain of domestic violence in our community has a ripple effect. You know, the victim is affected, but everyone else in their community, in relationship with them, is also affected. When stories like this break, it's really sad to think about how lives are ruined and changed, and that it takes a lot of work to come back around to repair and bring wholeness and healing in that space.
With this story being in national headlines and being very much in the national spotlight, Verwise said it's important for everyone to not jump to conclusion, to believe victims and not judge them for any of the decisions that they made. Sue?